Story Qian bin Heru sa Aset, Horus Chow. Qian bin Tre Vong Than. Warrior story Heru sa Aset, Horus nephew, young warrior king. Heru sa Aset was born in the Nile Delta and he liked this place very much. Maybe because Usir, his dead father, was the god of the dense papyrus trees in the area. The tiny boy jumped around on the backs of hippos. He grabbed the crocodiles' tails and, laughing, rushed under the water. He wove boats out of papyrus tree trunks and rode alongside the flapping pelicans. During the day, he invited the swamp cats to sleep with him on a bed made of papyrus. Because like cats, he likes to be active at night. This has a reason: life is always full of mysteries. He sucked his finger and looked around. He persuaded the goddess Nebet Hut to teach him how to see in the dark. That way you can protect yourself against what you don't know yet, but it's an essential ability. Hemsa Aset imagines his vision within the limits of historical proportions. Hemsa Aset's eyes are fierce and sharp like a blade that can see through the vast throat of the world. He crafts tools. Hunting. Spear, boomerang, bow and arrow. But the idea of protecting himself, maybe even constantly, silently lingers. It can be said that the boy has two mothers. One is Aset's watchful mother, who teaches him the rules by which a society can function well, the laws his father gave to the people. She told him, mysteriously, that he needed to know those things. The other mother was Nebet Hut with sad eyes, his aunt and nanny. She taught him to transform into a falcon while she became a kite. Together, mother and son swooped down into the desert, gliding on air currents, hunting mysteriously. Between the two mothers, the creations of the universe are hidden in a vague fear. When Heru sa Aset has grown up, he learns the nature of fear. Uncle Set hates him, simply because he is your father's son. Set usurped his father's throne. Now Aset wants Heru sa Aset to reclaim it. Heru sa Aset bravely challenged Set. He reclaimed what he deserved. Of course Set refused. So Heru sa Aset called the Pesejid, the Council of the Gods. The god Tahuti convinced Pesejit to support Heru sa Aset. But Set countered that he protected Egypt from foreign enemies. If I lose my throne, Egypt will fall into chaos. So Pesejit seemed to support Set. Aset thought she could no longer maintain propriety. She turned into a ravishingly beautiful young woman. Aset told Set in disguise that she was a widow, and that a foreigner had usurped her land and threatened her children. She asked the god for help. Anyone with common sense could see how similar the young woman's story was to Aset's story. But Set doesn't have common sense. The young woman is very seductive, and the god is hot-blooded. Blinded by the trap, I declared that the person who withdrew was a thug. I vow to fight him and return the child that rightfully belongs to you. Aha! Aset immediately revealed her true identity. Aha! The whole Pesejit listened. Aha! Aha! Now Set has lost. I had admitted too much of myself. But Set refused. Fighting must happen and last for 80 years. Set uses brutal power in unspeakable ways, including gouging out Heru sa Aset's eyes. But the goddess Hut Heru, who was also the Eye of Ra, restored Heru sa Aset's eyes by pouring milk from the Milky Way through his eyebrows. Hemsa Aset also used very cruel tricks. One time he agreed to use a boat to fight Set. Both sides used stone boats and tried to sink each other's boats. Set's stone boat sank immediately. But Heru saw Aset's boat was made of cedar wood painted in the color of stone, so it still glided sideways until Set went crazy and turned into a hippopotamus and sank it. There was nothing vile enough compared to what those gods had humbled themselves. A long time later, Ra sent a message to Usir in the Duat realm, begging him to end this war. Usir texted back. Pesedjet agrees that Heru Sa-A-Set is worthy of receiving the throne. Set had to give in. And so Heru Sa-A-Set wore the red and white crown and ruled over Egypt. The people expected him to teach them how to hunt and martial arts, because he had avenged his father's hatred of Set, the god most feared than all gods. To avenge his father Heru Sa-A-Set did not know his father. You only know about Usir. Now you need a father-son bond. So he became a bridge between the world of the living and the Duat. He brought the dead to Usir. Father and son work together. Looks like that kite is really good. Finally, at last, the sense of fear that had haunted Heru Sa-A-Set all his life was dispelled. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.